In another time, in another place, when I was a little girl, a strange thing happened. There was this little tooth fairy named Alfie. This is Alfie's story. Every night Alfie would fly off into town with all the other tooth fairies. Lots and lots of tooth fairies. That's the funny thing. Humans think there's only one. Huh! Their wings beat so fast they glowed. Their job was simple, but oh so very important, to leave money for the tiny teeth that the little girls and boys had left under their pillows or in glasses of water next to their bed while they dreamt big dreams. One night Alfie had gone into town late with his bag of silvers for all the tiny teeth. Alfie was late flying back home, and all the other tooth fairies began to worry about him. They waited and waited, but there was still no sign of him. All the tooth fairies decided to go and look for Alfie. It was a very dark night, but all the tooth fairies kept searching. Suddenly, one tooth fairy screamed, "Alfie is over here!" He had crashed into a big tree and had injured himself badly. "Let me check his little black box," said the mechanic tooth fairy. All the fairies have a black box like the big aeroplanes that fly in the sky, and when they check the black box, the fairies will find out why Alfie had crashed. The mechanic tooth fairy opened the little black box, and he was so shocked. "Oh my goodness, no wonder Alfie crashed. His little black box is so full of sugar," whispered the mechanic. Alfie had sugar diabetes, and it had caused him to become overweight. The mechanic tooth fairy checked Alfie's eyes. Alfie was a bit blind too. How did this happen, and why? All the tooth fairies are healthy. We all eat good food like fruit, vegetables, and drink plenty of water, and we never eat rubbish. All the tooth fairies went quiet. Then they heard a little voice in the back. It was Ella, one of Alfie's best mates. "Every night when you go into town to get all the tiny teeth, Alfie goes to the burger shop and buys big burgers and chips and cool drinks and cherry ripes. Lots of cherry ripe," said Ella. "I'm so sorry. I tried to tell him that he'll get sick and might go blind, or he might end up on a dialysis machine because his kidneys will stop working, but he told me to shut up and mind my own business," sobbed little Ella. "Ella, it's not your fault. You tried to tell Alfie, but he was too pig-headed," said the mechanic. "Let's take Alfie back to the special healing tree and get him checked out." So the tooth fairies took little Alfie back to the special healing tree. Sometime later, Alfie came home. Before they set off into town for the night to collect all the tiny teeth, all the tooth fairies gathered for a big meeting. "So you all need to listen up big time," said the mechanic. "You better not tell us what to do again. We're sick of you telling us what to do," said one of the cheekiest tooth fairies with a missing front tooth. "Yeah," said a tall tooth fairy with long hair. "I can't tell you not to eat burgers, drink Coke and chomp all night on cherry ripes. What I can tell you though is, stop, stop, stop this," shouted Alfie. "I've been there. I ate lots of cherry ripes. I drank Coke every day. I would sneak off every week when I had enough silvers in my pocket to buy burgers. And because I did not know, I will always have this sugar problem. But I also know I can look after myself and stop things getting worse. If I look after myself, I can collect tiny teeth for years and years and years to come. The healing tree has powers, but it can't fix everything. There's only one person that can fix you, and that's yourself." Late into the night they talked, and they decided as a mob that they would slow down on the junk food, drink lots of water, exercise heaps and heaps, and stress less. After all, they had an important job to do. You see, it's me. I am Alfie. Over the years, I can't remember how many teeth I've collected. Thousands and thousands and thousands. All because the whole mob of us decided to eat better, drink water heaps, exercise and stress less. No one said it would be easy, but we had to, or kids would never have anyone left to collect their tiny teeth. Have you ever wondered what they do with all those teeth? That's another story. Even today, if you sit still late at night after all the lights go out, away from the street lights, in the shadows, in the park, you just might see us, all the glowing tooth fairies hovering into town. So just before you put your head down to sleep, look.